Most people see a falling stock and immediately assume the company behind it is completely failing. But a dropping stock price and a failing company are always two very different things entirely. If you have followed this story, what is happening inside that factory right now will genuinely excite you. This company is closer to putting real vehicles in real customer hands than it has ever been. This is not blind optimism or fan loyalty. This is real concrete evidence that production is moving forward. Yes, the stock is down roughly 80% from when this company first went public originally. That number hurts deeply, especially for people who believed in this company from the very beginning. But before you let that one number tell the whole story, let me give you real context. Several EV companies actively delivering real vehicles to customers right now are also down significantly in price. Stock decline alone tells you very little about the actual real-world health of any company out there. What it usually tells you is that early investors got excited and priced things way too high. When you are burning cash to build real production capacity, dilution happens consistently across every startup industry. You raise money, issue more shares, and the value of each individual share gets diluted naturally. It does not mean the product is broken or the entire company vision is falling completely apart. It means the company is going through the painful but necessary process of building something genuinely real. When you look past the stock and focus on actual ground-level progress, the entire picture completely changes. Creators recently gained access to full factory tours, and what they showed was truly remarkable to see. This was not just a prototype sitting in a showroom looking pretty for the cameras at all. This was a fully operational assembly process being actively and seriously built out in real time today.
It throws off the entire
Every
forecast.
stage of vehicle production was laid out, labeled, and actively being worked on by real dedicated people. These are the exact questions a company only seriously starts asking when it truly and genuinely means business. This is no longer prototype territory. This is real structured production line planning happening actively right now today. Building a prototype is one thing, but building the machine that builds the machine is entirely different. That means the manufacturing process itself becomes the real product, not just the vehicle you eventually deliver. They are hiring people specifically to figure out the most efficient possible order of complete vehicle assembly. People whose entire dedicated job is purely about streamlining production, not further refining the vehicle design at all. That only happens when a company is genuinely very close to locking in their entire production completely. One creator was handed a production intent build and told to simply go drive it completely alone. No supervision, no marketing person in the seat, and absolutely no handler shaping the narrative
As you
at
can
all.
see from the projections,
That
the
level of
integration of the new
confidence from a
aerodynamic
startup
design
is
significantly
genuinely
increases
something you
efficiency.
do not see
Reading
every
5.2
single
millimeters here.
day.
That's right.
He drove
That's
it
within
for several
tolerance, but the fit
hours
is
and
still
had
too
a
tight on the left
genuinely
side.
fantastic and deeply enjoyable time doing it. He also shared honest and constructive feedback on specific areas they still want to improve before deliveries begin. The company embraced that feedback openly rather than getting defensive, which is a genuinely very encouraging sign. That openness only exists when you have a mature team that genuinely cares about getting details right. The components visible in the latest factory videos are clearly more refined and significantly upgraded than ever before. The instrument cluster looks significantly more polished, and the steering yoke materials have been clearly and visibly upgraded. Nothing visible appears to be 3D printed anymore, and these genuinely look like proper production-grade components now.
Is our primary
that
concern.
matters enormously because printed parts belong in prototypes, not in real vehicles delivered to paying customers. Even the seat cushions have been improved, softer and more comfortable than the earlier versions ever were. Small refinements like that show a team sweating tiny details because every single customer will absolutely feel them. Now let us talk about money, because without proper funding, absolutely none of this real progress means anything. Funding has been the single biggest bottleneck for this company throughout its entire lengthy and difficult development journey. When you do not have enough money in the bank, everything inevitably and significantly slows down considerably. Every delay and every slipped timeline traces almost directly back to the pace of available incoming funding. But the funding story has genuinely shifted in a very meaningful way that completely changes everything now. In the most recent funding round, they raised approximately $9 million from a group of institutional investors. Some of those investors have real potential to expand that commitment all the way to $18 million. These are professionals who looked at the actual numbers and decided this is genuinely worth betting on. They also confirmed direct access to $5 million from a government grant program specifically available right now. The grant can expand significantly beyond that initial amount because it is tied directly to production spending. The more money spent getting the factory production ready, the more government funding subsequently gets unlocked next. The funding picture, while not perfect, is honestly the strongest it has ever been for this company. And crucially, all of it is going directly and specifically toward production tooling and absolutely nothing else whatsoever. Now, let me explain why this specific vehicle matters so profoundly and deeply to so many patient people. If you want what this vehicle uniquely offers, there is simply no real backup plan or competitor anywhere. It is an autocycle, and that classification alone unlocks a completely different set of very real advantages. Insurance costs are dramatically and measurably lower for autocycles compared to traditional four-wheeled passenger vehicles on roads. You can achieve a level of aerodynamic efficiency on an autocycle that is simply impossible to match elsewhere. Every traditional four-wheeled vehicle must have a front license plate mounted, and that plate destroys aerodynamic efficiency measurably. That flat plate creates drag, disrupts critical airflow, and forces designers to compromise the entire vehicle shape fundamentally. With an autocycle, that constraint disappears entirely, and the shape gets fully optimized from end to end. That is how this vehicle achieves a drag coefficient no traditional four-wheeled car can ever realistically match. Less drag means fewer kilowatt hours per mile, and that directly determines your real ongoing energy costs entirely. Combine that remarkable efficiency with solar panels integrated directly into the body, and something truly extraordinary gets created. You get completely free energy from the sun every single day. Not discounted, not subsidized, genuinely, absolutely free. On a typical sunny day, you can add real driving range without ever needing to touch a charger. For a daily commuter with a short commute, this vehicle could theoretically and practically never need plugging in. As electricity prices keep rising steadily across the world, this vehicle sidesteps that entire ongoing cost problem elegantly. Efficient aerodynamic shape plus integrated solar roof creates a vehicle that largely and genuinely powers itself every day. When you truly understand that equation, you completely understand why so many people have waited so incredibly patiently. I completely understand why some people have fully lost patience with this entire very long journey by now. When a company promises deliveries and the timeline slips repeatedly, it naturally chips away at your trust. But the reason behind almost every delay was almost always the exact same unavoidable thing: available funding. When money runs low, hiring slows, tooling orders stop, and all visible real progress grinds painfully down. You are not failing in those moments, you are simply surviving and doing everything possible with available resources. The fact this company is still standing and still actively making real progress says absolutely everything genuinely important. Many EV startups did not survive nearly long enough to even reach this current meaningful stage of development. This company kept going when it honestly would have been far easier to simply close down quietly. And now they are not just surviving, they are actively hiring, tooling up, and building the line. That shift in operational focus represents crossing a threshold that the vast majority of startups simply never reach. Every single important indicator that truly matters is right now pointing in the exact same very strong direction.
It throws
That
off the
has
entire
genuinely
forecast.
never been simultaneously true all at once before in this entire company's full history. So where do you currently stand today after all these long and difficult years of waiting so patiently? Still holding on to real, genuine hope? Or have the repeated delays finally and completely broken your faith? This community has consistently been one of the most patient and passionate groups of supporters ever honestly witnessed. You genuinely deserve to see this vehicle succeed and actually arrive in real customer driveways very soon. That moment is no longer a distant or unreachable dream. It is truly and finally approaching right now.